welcome back to Trailer Park Cooking. I'm Genie B Delishus, and I know I've been gone for a little while, but I want to say hello, as many of you right now are focusing on your families, because that's what we do during a time of crisis, is we focus on our families. I hope that everyone is doing well and staying healthy, and I want to thank you all for your support during this time. So today I thought, since we've had 100 degree heat, so today, since we've had 100-degree weather for over a week now, I thought I would make something quick and easy in it. And you know, with summer and all the vegetables that are coming out of your garden, I thought today I would just make some shish kebabs. The foodie comes with its own little skewers. I have a zucchini fresh picked from my garden, a couple onions fresh picked from my garden, and some garlic fresh picked from my garden. And then of course I've got hand-trimmed chicken that I picked up from the store. It was like $4. I think it's breast meat, or I don't remember. And then I got some various seasonings that I'm going to put in here. I think I'm going to make one that's like a mustard with a little bit of seasonings draped over it. So in a foodie you can't use really olive oil, but you can use canola oil and peanut oil in it, since it's a high temperature heat that it cooks on, and it creates a lot more smoke if you use olive oil, butter, and so on and so forth. So I have some turmeric, some thyme, some black pepper, Italian seasoning, some garlic seasoning, Worcestershire, and so at the top of the foodie it has with skewers, you want to do a max 6 to 11 minutes. We'll probably do it max. They're partially frozen, so I'll probably do max for maybe, we'll check them around 7 minutes. And so we got grill option, so turn it on first, grill option, 500 degrees Fahrenheit. We want the temp to be at max. The time's already set at 10 minutes, so that's good. And then you just push start, and it's going to heat up on its own. So it's really noisy when it heats up. So I do apologize how noisy it is. We're kind of fresh. So I'm just going to cut these in four since they're small onions. So about that size. And then we have our chicken here. So I'm going to put everything on the skewers first, and then I'm going to season them. I've got a couple little containers here that I'm going to put my seasonings in and mix them up, and then we'll call it good. So I don't know if we'll use the entire zucchini, but we'll do what we can. So with everything that's going on in 2020, I've decided that this would be my year of health. So I'm just going to cut these in larger pieces, about the same size as the onion. So pieces of garlic, we got the chicken, a plethora of seasonings, and the chicken. I'm just going to put one piece of chicken. Maybe I'll put two at the bottom. They're kind of small. A piece of garlic.
I'm trying to do this without stabbing myself too badly. A little section of onion. Another piece of chicken. Of course, I probably won't use all this chicken because there's a lot of chicken here. And then we'll just repeat the process until I get to the top. Life is about convenience cooking, isn't it anymore? I mean, I remember when I got my first microwave growing up, I used to stand in front of it and watch it cook. I was so amazed. And then top ramen became our meal. I'm going to go skin side on these zucchini, just because I feel like they'll stay on better.
I'm just going to put everything aside because these are ready to be seasoned. And I think I'm going to do half of them with some mustard and some other sauces, so I'm just gonna eye it because that's the Genie B way, right? I think I'll put some mustard and pepper. I'm gonna have to wipe. So I got my little handy dandy wipe on the two things that I already touched, so we don't get salmonella poisoning from the chicken. I'm just gonna put a tad of Worcestershire. I call it Worcestershire because I don't know how to pronounce it. But you guys call it whatever you want. You can correct me later because I'm sure you'll give me lots of advice. Put a little turmeric in there. Turmeric's always good for you. And maybe a tad of soy sauce. And then you got a little thingy like this. And then I'm going to add the canola oil to it. Let's get all that, because it likes to coat everything. We'll just spray it in here instead of in there so we don't have a fire. It froths up like pudding, I guess. And then I'll just mix it up. I really don't have any, what are they called, basting tools. I should get one of those brushes that you use for barbecue. I mean, ideally, if you're going to make skewers foods, soak it for a couple hours or whatever. This may or may not taste good. Like I said, I'm not a chef. I'm just a home cooking girl. You know, and you make do with what you want. And even if your food tastes like shit, you eat it anyway because sometimes that's all you have. Let's do some fresh spices. So, of course, this is not really fresh right now, but I got some rosemary. Some basil. You know those little packages at the store that you can buy that has the fresh stuff in it? I'll put a little garlic seasoning, a little Italian seasoning. Anyway, you could dry them out. So this is a dehydrator. One of the things that I haven't got to try yet is dehydrating, and I'm going to do that next. Maybe make my own jerky and stuff. And a little thyme, or thyme, or however the hell you pronounce it. Like I said, oh, that was more than a little, but that's okay. And then I'll just mix them up. We'll add some salt. And then some canola oil, because, you know, gotta have a little oil on our food. I'm inhaling the propellant. Spicing over the top of it. And I love zucchini cooked on the grill. I don't know about you guys, but zucchini is one of those foods that's so versatile. You can put it in any dish. Zucchini can be used in spaghetti, and it can be used in pies and you know, meat dishes, and you can fry it and saute it. I mean, it is literally one of those foods you can use with anything. But we're going to put them in our little foodie. All right. You can hear that sizzling. It's nice and hot. Smoke coming up, but it has its own little filter in here, so once you shut the lid, the smoke doesn't come out of the top. So that makes it really nice. All right, so it's done to where I want it to be done. So you can see it's nice and golden brown on the chicken. The juices are clear on the chicken. They are small pieces, so they quick cook. And then of course, just a light browning on the vegetables. Let's give it a try and see how it tastes. The skewers are very hot. garlic, a little bit of chicken, a little bit of onion, and a little bit of zucchini all at once. All right, so the first taste test is going to be on the mustard and on the chicken and everything. So got a little bit of each thing. It's so refreshing, and then that little bit of mustard and the little bit of kick of the Worcestershire and the soy sauce all mixed together just really bring a lot of flavor, a little saltiness to everything, and then you have the fresh crunch of the vegetables, which I really love, is to have a little crunch still left in my vegetables. A little bit of garlic, a little bit of onion, a little bit of zucchini, chicken. There went my onion. All right.
And that one's so aromatic.
It has that boldness of the different seasonings that we put into that. And it's just refreshing and fresh all together. It's not as salty, it's more natural flavored, so I couldn't really add any salt to it. And I almost prefer my vegetables to be more in the natural state with little herbs and spices. Again, I want to thank you all for being loyal viewers and subscribers to my channel. Leave your comments down below. Leave me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, make suggestions, and of course, let 2020 be lots of things for you. Don't focus on all the negative. You know, tragedies and pandemics and things like that are going to happen in our life, and it's how we deal with it at the end of the day. We learn from our experiences when they're negative. And we take those negatives and we are able to turn it into a positive. So if you're out there watching this video, call your friend, see how they're doing, because a lot of people get depressed. You know, incomes have been affected greatly in the United States, and you know, being unsure of where you're going to live in a month and looking at your children and wondering if you're going to be able to get off. There are resources out there for you. You can dial the number 211 on your phone, 211, and then call in the area that you live. That number is for community resources, anything that's been listed as a community resource, such as utility assistance, food, shelter, emergency housing, medical bills, legal aid, that kind of situation. Keep your faith. Remember that inclusion is always better. We're standing up for lots of wonderful things right now, and going forward, we got a huge presidential campaign coming up. Think about what leader you would want to lead your household, and then make your justification on who you would like to lead your household by voting for the president of your choice. I am going to state right now that I'm definitely not going to be voting for Trump in 2020. I have no respect for the man. And, you know, you're all entitled to your personal views and opinions, but he definitely is not a candidate in my view. Thank you for watching Genie B Delicious. Join me next time for another great recipe. Bye, y'all.